did it so well, took us slowly through it. So I think the questions are now open for the audience. You can write it down, unmute yourself, and Delfina is also with us, and so is Maxine UK. So you can just take any question to any one of them, and just ask your question. Unmute yourself, raise your hand. Maybe I'll be able to ask you. Just message it over here, and we can work ahead. Right? So I'll take the opportunity first to ask Maxine. You spoke to. I think I'll give it to. You just raise your hand. Please unmute yourself, and you go ahead. Yes. Yes, sir. Shan, sir, please.
Good evening, sir. It's
Yes,
me,
sir. Good evening.
Muganandan, Principal of Kamalavati from
Yes,
interior south of Tamil Nadu, India. Really, it's a very nice program, thought-provoking. Being a leader of a school, I've really learned the 21st century skill. And let me have be supportive, solve your problems, seek differentiate. But when you all do this, result focused is finding it difficult. How can you do, ma'am? To focus on result focus, what the step I have to take?
Sorry, to focus on what?
So the steps. So the step he's referring to the steps that need to be taken to be result oriented or result focused.
Okay. Well, that's a really good question. And if we're in business, we might be thinking about the results are the money, because if we're not getting the money coming in, we can't keep our business running. And schools often have to make sure we've got the money coming in to pay for all the infrastructure, to pay for the teachers' salaries, and to pay for new developments, new buildings. But I believe the results are threefold. And I think it's really important. I call it the 3 Ps. So our results can be people, planet, and profit. So we've got to be the results that are focusing on our people, which means how are we valuing, looking after, and helping our teachers learn and grow? How are we helping our students learn and grow? That's my first result. My second result is planet. How are we being sustainable? How are we making sure we're contributing to a zero emissions world? And how are we being sustainable? And how are we teaching our young people to be sustainable? And then the last one is profit. How are we making sure that our systems and processes and everything we do, we actually make a profit so that we can actually pour that money back into the school and make the school even more successful? So for me, the results are people, planet, and profit. Does that help you with that question?
Thanks a lot, and thank you so much. Superb. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, and thanks for that answer. My question basically again to Maxine was, you said think strategically, and there are lots of things that you've told us, but do you think we're in this whole world of do, will we lose our humanness?
That's a really, really good question. And I think at the beginning of COVID, I actually thought there was so much around the world, hashtag we're in this together. I think at the beginning of COVID, it actually made us all bond as humans and think we really care about the people we love. We're all going to take, we're going to take in isolation or vaccinations because we don't want people to die. I think there's some negatives with COVID or the pandemic, but I actually think the way humanity has come together, and also there's some of the wealthy countries are now saying, we haven't given vaccinations to the poorer countries, and they're aware of that now. I actually think that one of the benefits of COVID has been it's made us become more aware of everyone on the planet and how we really need to work together to support the people that we love or our friends love or our families love. So I actually think the pandemic is linking people more closely together.
So nice, thank you. May I request you to remove the slide if you don't mind, so that we can see each other?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So
thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. The slide has so if you stop presenting, it will go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
I see.
In fact, if there's another question, you can please go ahead and ask. Right? So, that's good. Great. So, Delfina, I have a question for you. You've been talking about challenge. When we talk about challenge, so do you think when we are talking about challenge and it's about an individual, would the individual be comfortable while we are discussing the challenge for a prolonged time?
I think at the beginning it's a bit difficult because there is some vulnerability that comes in when you are talking about a challenge, especially within your school. What we try to do is to accommodate in that circle of community response as many people from that school as possible. Because if that happens, then there is more range of action. But the idea behind the circles of community response is that we create safe spaces so we can talk about the challenges that come up every day, because that happens everywhere in every school. And if we cannot talk about it openly and honestly, then it's much difficult to face that challenge. So if we think ourselves as computers or as strategists only, then we are leaving behind our emotional capacities, our sensing capacities, and intuition capacities. So that's kind of at the key and at the core of what we do.
That's so nice. Thank you. We are running out of time. In case someone has a question, you can kindly ask, or okay, Maxine is there. Right. So he's given his details out there. That's nice. Thank you so much. But does anyone else have a question? If there's a question, we'd like to take it on, or I'd like to wrap it up because it's 6 p.m. right now over here. And I'm really grateful to Maxine as well as Delfina for being so generous, attending and speaking to us. I think we've had a wonderful time, and you've touched some very keynote, points that we would like to ponder upon for a very long time. I wish we had more time so that we can spend together, and I'm sure the audiences have enjoyed it. I'm very grateful to all the audience who have stayed along with us for all these five days. Once again, thank you everyone, and we've had a wonderful time on these webinars for 5 years. Thank you all the participants, speakers and moderators. Thank you. Yes, Rao sir. Everyone else can take over.
Moderation for all the sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and good night from me and from everyone. Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maxine.